Okay Jens, det er en stor dag i dag.
Ja, det er fucking stor dag.
Det er en kæmpe dag i dag.
Hey everyone, I'm Jens Ansø. I have an extremely important announcement to make. All good things comes to an end. Jim, Jesper and myself have decided now is the time to part ways. As of today, I'm leaving GiantMouse. GiantMouse was founded in 2015 by Jim Wirth, Jesper Voxnaes and myself, Jens Ansø. We had a dream to create a fantastic knife brand with focus on quality, freedom to design whatever we wanted, and to create a community around our brand. And I think we've succeeded to great extent. Jesper and myself had known each other for years at this point. We met Jim through the watch community and knife community, and we soon found that we had at least one thing in common, and that was a fascination for Panerai watches. We instantly knew that we could make something cool happen. And over drinks in a bar in 2015, we discussed the possibility of starting a knife brand together. One of the things that Jesper and myself had experienced at this point was that when we were designing for production companies, we left some control behind. With GiantMouse, we gained that control in that we had full decision on every single part of a knife. We decided what knife to design, we decided how it should be made, and what it should cost in the end. All of this was something that we had control over suddenly, and that allowed us to create a great knife brand. It all started with one design, the GM1. This is a design that I'm so proud of that we designed together. All knives in GiantMouse Knives, up until this point, every single knife has been designed by the two of us. The GM1 started out as a joint project prior to GiantMouse. We made 12 high-end custom knives, invited a bunch of watch people for a gallery opening, and we sold 12 knives that night. That design later led to the GM1. This is the foundation of GiantMouse. The GM1 was this passion project. How do we create something that is fantastic and at the same time actually inflects to the industry? And what do I mean by that? Well, we only produced a total of 400 of this design, and that was by choice. We created a fantastic knife design, and then we limited to only 400 pieces. We thought that was a pretty cool idea, and that's the whole concept around GiantMouse to begin with. We were only making highly limited runs of knives with the intention of discontinuing that design after selling those 400 knives. Not to say though that we didn't use the design going forward, but there's only 400 of this one out there. Actually, it's only 300 because we made 300 of one variation and 100 of another variation, the so-called pirate version. But after we've been doing that for a couple of years, we found out that GiantMouse could be so much more than just selling limited runs of knives. We were leaving so many people disappointed after each drop. When putting knives up for sale, we were experiencing selling out instantly. As our success and as the company grew, we were just seeing this trend reinforcing itself. So towards some of the later editions of the GM knives, it was a matter of minutes before selling every single knife. And that left so many people disappointed. That led us to create the Ace line. With the Ace line, our intention was to produce very cool knives, but in an unlimited batch. So while we are still focusing on super high quality and excellent designs, we are not limited by only making 400. And in comes the same design again, now in a smaller version. This is the Ace Biblio and what has become the company's greatest success. when we compare the two knives, you can see a significant size difference between the two designs. While the Ace Biblio is not a limited design, we still were limited to the amount of knives that we ordered from batch to batch. What we were facing was that we were selling out so fast, regardless of how many knives we put out there. So we thought, why not have something that we think can be something we have in the web store always. And in comes our first fixed blade design, the GMF1. The GMF1 is a small utility knife, something that you can carry on your belt or in your pocket. It's a skeletonized design, and it's kind of an alternative to a folding knife. And we thought that with this design, fixed blades generally sell slower than folders. We will always have something to sell. Nope. The GMF1 turned into such a success that even today it's very hard for GiantMouse to keep these on the shelves. Regardless of how many knives are ordered, these sell out so fast. And being part of a success like that is just such an honor for me. Being able to create a company with Jim and Jesper where we are met with such a demand and such a success, and not the least to meet such a great community around the company that has been supporting us for a decade. I'm so grateful for that. Throughout the last decade and creating GiantMouse with Jim and Jesper, we've experienced so many cool things, and I'd like to highlight a few of them. One of my absolute favorite experiences has been to have a collaboration with the brand Filson. Filson is the maker of my favorite bags. This is my messenger bag that has traveled with me for thousands and thousands of miles throughout the world. We were able to make a collaboration with them where we created a special edition of the Clyde. With Filson, we created pop-up shows throughout the country in all the flagship stores across the country. That was such a cool experience, and I met so many cool and interesting people through that. Another great experience for me was when we had the opportunity to visit Castle and Key Distillery. This gave us the option to visit something completely outside of what I'm usually in touch with, a factory that produces bourbon. I've never seen anything like that before, and we spent 2 days tasting bourbon, seeing the full process. Watching other passionate people doing what they love is so inspiring. And it was a super special experience. This achievement is one that I'm extremely proud of. We made the Inc. 5000 2 years in a row. This means that we were one of the fastest growing private companies in the US in 2 years in a row. That makes me so incredibly proud, and it shows me that if you have a dream and a plan, everything is possible. One of my proudest moments in GiantMouse was the year 2023. The GMX won the Blade Show Award Knife of the Year. This was not the last award we won. 4 blade shows in a row, we won 4 awards. The GMX is the one that I'm most happy about because it was the first. The other 3, I'm so excited about those as well. All good things comes to an end. Jim, Jesper and myself have decided now is the time to part ways. I need to put full focus on Ansø of Denmark. Jim and Jesper needs to put full focus on GiantMouse Knives. I would like to thank Jim and Jesper for an amazing ride. This has been a decade worth of amazing experiences. I've met so many interesting people around the community. We have designed so many cool knives, so thank you. I would also like to send out a very, very special thank you to the entire knife community, and especially to Shank Sharpeners Union, the loyal fan base around GiantMouse Knives. If it hadn't been for you, all of this would just be a dream. What a crazy ride all of this has been, and I will be seeing you at Blade Show 2025.